By the end of this video, you'll have my preview of the American League East and a 3% client play on who I think will be champion of American League East. I'm Tokyo Brandon, and I'm WagerTalk's #2 all-time baseball profit handicapper. I'm also WagerTalk's #1 all-sports profit handicapper 2 of the last 3 years, and currently in 2024. Go to this link below, and you can get my Major League, KBO, Japanese Baseball's 3-season package bundled together for 55% off. With no further ado, let's take a look at that American League East. Spoiler alert, Boston Red Sox fans, you might want to stop the video right now. When I look at division champions, I look at 3 aspects of the team: rotation, bullpen, and lineup. For each of these categories, I'm going to go number 5 to number 1. Let's look at rotation first. Ranked number 5, the Boston Red Sox. You just can't throw $200 million at a pitcher like Bayo. I don't even know who's starting in the rotation after him, but I don't want to know. The number 4 rotation in the American League East I have as a Toronto Blue Jays. Yes, Gausman is a stud. After him, who do they actually have? Kikuchi? Let's put it this way, they don't have anyone I'd want to put my money on. The number 3 rotation in my American League East rankings are your New York Yankees. Garrett Cole is one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, but he's starting the season on IL. I used to be a scout in Major League Baseball, and I know the lingo of the teams when they're using euphemisms like they're using about Garrett Cole's status. It usually doesn't turn out well. He'll be lucky if he pitches again this season. After Cole, the new ace of this rotation is Marcus Stroman. I have zero faith in Marcus Stroman as an ace. After Stroman is Rodon, who has been awful since coming to New York. After him is Schmidt, who's actually pretty good. And then after him is Cortez, who was good in 2022, but not anymore. Ranking at number 2 in the American League East in rotation is the Tampa Bay Rays. I almost can't believe I'm ranking them number 2 after they lost all 4 guys from their rotation last year. But the Rays did a nice job filling in those holes. The problem is they filled the holes with a bunch of guys who have never pitched more than 90 innings in their Major League Baseball careers. It's going to be a patchwork season for this rotation in Tampa. However, they have pretty decent patches to fill the holes. The number 1 rotation in the American League East this year I have as the Baltimore Orioles. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen me heap praise on Corbin Burnes, their newest addition. In the last 4 years, Burnes has averaged over 150 innings with a sub-1 whip average in those 4 years. He's added to a rotation that has Kremer, Bradish, Irvin, and Wells. If Irvin and Wells are at the bottom of your rotation, those guys could probably start for any other team in the American League East. Orioles are stacked at pitching, and their rotation is no exception. Next, let's look at the bullpen. Coming in at number 5 in the American League East bullpen rankings is the good old Boston Red Sox. I'm not going to rattle off a bunch of names and tell you who their closer is, because it really doesn't matter. Ranking number 4 at bullpen, I have the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, the Rays are well known for having good relief pitching, but last year they weren't so good, and they overused these guys last year, and I think they're going to be doing the same thing this year. Number 3 bullpen in the American League East, I have the Toronto Blue Jays. Number 2 bullpen in the American League East, I have the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles added Craig Kimbrell as their closer. He may be on the downside of his career, but he's still pretty solid, and the Orioles have tons of depth. And number 1 in the bullpen, I have your New York Yankees. Numbers wise, this is the best bullpen in the American League East, although they did lose a lot of depth in acquiring Juan Soto. Let's look at the lineups. Ranking at number 5, I have your Boston Red Sox again. Unfortunately, this team ranks last in the division in run production, and I don't see them improving at all. Number 4 at lineup, I have, surprisingly, the New York Yankees. Yes, the Yankees added Juan Soto, who is an absolute stud, and they have Aaron Judge, who is a home run champion and American League MVP. But after those 2 guys, who do they actually have? DJ LeMahieu? He's okay. Is there anyone else in that lineup you'd like to put your money on? Not me. Ranking at number 3 in the American League East lineup, I have the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are very similar to the Yankees. They have big names and guys who can hit really well, and they also hit in a hitter's park. However, if you look at their 5 through 9, they have 0 depth and they have 0 names. Ranking at number 2, I have the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles don't have a lot of big names in their lineup, but they have probably the most solid 1 through 7 that I can see in this division. They don't really have the power hitters, but they're just solid, no-name guys who get the job done day in and day out. And the number 1 lineup in the American League East I have as the Tampa Bay Rays. I love Arozarena. He's one of my favorite players to watch in Major League Baseball. He can do anything. He's a great fielder, a great hitter, and he hits for serious power. This lineup is stacked 1 through 8 with a bunch of guys that you may have never heard of, but they always get the job done. So let's get to a quick summary and my division winner pick. Obviously, I have the Red Sox ranked last at everything, so they're not the pick. My pick for American League East champion is the Baltimore Orioles. They have the best farm system, they have the most depth, and they have the best pitching in the entire division. If the Orioles played in New York and had a black and white NY logo on their uniforms, they would be minus 200 to win this division. But they're the Orioles, so they're plus 190 to win the division. I love those odds, and I'm making a 3% client play on it. This team won 101 games last year, and they got better with the addition of Burns and Kimbrel. Play the Baltimore Orioles at plus 190 to win the American League East in 2024. Again, go to this link down here. You can get my Major League, Japanese Baseball, KBO 3-season package for 55% off. I'm the number 1 all sports profit capper at WagerTalk 2021, 2022, and currently 2024. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more.
Pay attention, son. Look at me when I'm talking to you.